Hey, great Kappas, continuing with our series, Our Responsibilities as Christian, nearing the end of this series, our 14th responsibility that is in symmetry with the 16 blessings. I've got two more responsibilities to cover, dealing with Ephesians 6, 1 through 4, specifically today, about honoring the Lord in our families, specifically with our children. Talked about husbands and wives last week out of Ephesians 5. Getting into Ephesians 6, 1 through 4. Let me read the text and just pontificate a little bit with you, okay? Read some notes and just talk to you a little bit. Children, Ephesians 6, 1 through 4, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise. Important to realize that. So that if it may go well with you and that you may enjoy a long life on the earth. Long life generally tied in with how you respond to your parents, children. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Do not provoke them. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. That's how we should take care of our kids. A couple notes I wrote down. Children, obey your parents in the Lord. Literally, your submission to your parents reflects your love for the Lord. If you don't submit to your parents, you're not submitting to God. I'm not talking about abusive parents. I'm talking about godly parents. Parents that want the best for their children. Yes, you have to obey the Lord utmostly, children, but by and large, when your parents are walking with the Lord, their instruction, their training for you is going to be one of righteousness, one that's proper. Children, your obedience to God is foremost. We see that in Acts 5:29. So if you're in an unusual home situation where it's highly abusive physically, emotionally, then you've got to follow the will of God and get to safety. But let me just address the general rules for us as Christians, the general guidelines. You see, we invest love and care in our children. That's what I've done. We train them. That's what my wife has done. We train them in the Lord and His Word and Spirit. We also admonish them. We also teach them and admonish them in the Lord through His Word and His Spirit. However, let's shift for a moment to you, parent. Been a parent of two precious daughters that now are adults. Got 3 grandchildren that I'm just loving and enjoying. Treat your children in a way that they will want to obey you. And by the way, as your kids get older, parent, your role moves, yes, you're the parent, but your role moves from parenting to coaching, especially when they get into their late teens and 20s and 30s. You're there to be a coach. You're there to give advice when they want it, okay? But specifically, treat your children when they're younger in a way that they will want to obey you, and treat them with respect as they get older. Fathers, a special instruction to us as fathers is given. I hope you notice that. Mothers, women, normally care for their children. They do it in a way that's caring, loving, gentle, sweet. Yes, they may bring discipline, but they still do it with a sweet spirit. They've carried this baby. If it's an adopted child, they've been with the baby from basically the beginning or early on, and they've caressed this child and loved this child properly. But listen to the address for us. Do not be unreasonably severe with children or ridicule them, fathers. Watch out, dads, with your anger, raising your voice, being too loud and confrontive too often. You know, I speak from mistakes I've made. I tend to be an intense person. I love to lead, but God is always working on me with my anger and the need to be subdued and living in the Spirit. God bless you. I'll be back with you another day.